The Lifestyle Show, presented by Selena Mackenzie.
Now, on the 19th of January this year, Hayley and her partner's world was forever changed when their beautiful daughter, Sienna, was born sleeping. Out of unimaginable heartbreak came a mission of love to ensure that other families in Spain have access to cuddle cots. These are the unique cooling devices that give parents precious extra time with their pre- or full-term babies after loss in any cot or parents' arms. Well, Hayley is bravely joining me now to tell me all about her journey, and it's great to have you on the show with us, Hayley.
Hi there. Thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, first of all, I'm so sorry to hear about Sienna. I have been following your story on Facebook, but how are you now? Because you're actually pregnant again.
Yeah. So, a miracle of some sort, some might say. But yeah, it appears Sienna handpicked us a little boy, and she's going to be a big sister. I'm currently 32 weeks pregnant. Which is mad considering, I had a baby in January and now I'm going to be having a baby in December. Not ideal situation, but it is what it is. And I've currently been on bed rest for the last 12 weeks. So my pregnancy is very, very high risk.
Yes, of course.
Has come with a lot of complications. So, it's definitely forced me into resting for one. And I think given me some time to actually grieve as well. So, there's kind of hidden beauty within it. I try and see the silver lining of this forced bed rest, but it means that I get to spend every single day with Sienna because she's in my bedroom, and I get to spend every single day enjoying every little moment of this pregnancy, which maybe I wouldn't have done previously. So try to see the positives.
You are right. It's going to give you time to grieve because you got pregnant so quickly afterwards. It would be easy to just carry on and not have time to think about Sienna, just concentrate on the new baby.
Yeah, I think with after I lost Sienna, I just put my focus so much into the fundraising. I'm very much somebody that's like, all or nothing. And for me, the fundraising, I think, was part of my healing. And I gave so much of my energy to the fundraising that I kind of didn't really get that processing time to grieve properly. And I think obviously this is now, it has put me a stop in my tracks and allowed me to make time to grieve and to actually sit with my feelings and my emotions rather than just, go 100 miles an hour and throw myself into something else and try and, avoid those feelings.
Yeah, I understand. I have checked with you beforehand, so I just wanted to make that clear. But can you tell me a little bit about yours and Sienna's journey?
Yeah, of course. I absolutely love speaking about her. If you follow me on socials or, I really open. I like to think that I grieve loudly, and I do this so that other women don't feel alone. Prior to Sienna, I had a miscarriage at 14 weeks, and that was really lonely. I didn't speak to anybody about it. So Sienna was our rainbow baby. People say rainbow baby after loss, and it wasn't a plain sailing pregnancy. It came with a lot of anxiety, after losing the baby at 14 weeks. But once we sort of got over viability, I kind of then started really enjoying being pregnant with Sienna. And I was just the most prepared and happy mummy to be. I was just so excited, and it just felt like we had sort of made it, and we got to full term and got to her due date. I spent my pregnancy looking into hypnobirthing. I just wanted to be the best mum, meditating every day, just trying to be, as not alternative, but, I wanted to breathe my baby out. I didn't want any
naturally.
Yeah, I was really into all of that and into the whole hypnobirthing and listening to my body. And obviously we got to full term and went to 40 plus free, and my waters broke, and it was a sort of freak of nature accident for my body that her head squashed her cord. And by the time I got to the hospital, she wasn't. Oh, it's making me upset.
I'm sorry. We don't have to carry on.
No, it's fine. It's important because, it is a taboo subject and it's a difficult subject to speak about, but it's also, it's life. Like this, it's babies being stillborn or having, complications within pregnancy is not rare, and it happens more than anybody really realizes. And I think as a woman, if you speak to any woman, someone will firsthand or secondhand tell you that they've had a miscarriage. They know someone that's lost a baby, somebody that's gone full term or had a stillbirth. Like, it isn't rare and it's just not talked about enough. And they say, like, it happens to 1% of women, but when you become the 1% is very large. I've come to find that out, through my own sharing of Sienna, is that the lost community is huge. Yeah. Obviously we got to the hospital, and her heartbeat was really faint, and she died. And during the process of the crash C-section, so that means obviously I was put to sleep. It was all very fast. I ended up in a coma because my lung collapsed during the C-section. So I was actually in a coma for 24 hours. Sienna had passed and my family got to spend like 4 hours with her. And the hospital didn't have a cuddle cot available, which meant the funeral directors turned up and were wanting to take her away, like straight away. Had a cuddle cot been available, then she would have been able to stay with me at the hospital and I would have been able to see her as soon as I woke up. Obviously, when I came out of my coma, I had to be given the news that she hadn't made it. 2 seconds.
Oh, bless you, Hayley. Bless you. I think you're doing incredibly well. Like I said, I've been following you on Facebook. I won't put you through it anymore. Can you tell us about these cuddle cots then? How do they work?
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, like many people, I didn't know what a cuddle cot was. I had no idea. I was just really lucky that I had a doula who was in England who had supported me through my pregnancy. And she had said about the cuddle cot and that we need to get one. And and that's where the searching and, knowledge of cuddle cots came in. Like, as a family, we were looking for one to be provided. And instantly then I obviously found out that this is a cooling device which enables some families to take their baby home. It's not for everybody, but it also gives families time to process their loss, basically, in a hospital setting. It means they can, family members can meet the baby. You've got time to make memories, whether that's like, your baby's footprints, doing their molds, getting photos with your baby. It just allows time. Like, I didn't get given the gift of time. Like, after Sienna, I discharged myself after 4 days once I was well enough because of obviously my lungs. When I went to the chapel of rest, I only got to hold her for 1 hour, and that was all I got, which is just, I wouldn't wish it on anybody, and I know plenty of lost mums now who I speak to that with the cuddle cot, they were able to spend up to 10 days with their baby, taking their baby home and all these memories that they could make with them. The cuddle cot enabled that.
That's amazing.
And I think it's just really important for people to know that this isn't something sad. Like, a cuddle cot is something that is literally giving you the gift of time. And, in the heat of the moment, like when you first told that your baby's died or there's no heartbeat or whatever, you're not in the right frame of mind. And cuddle cot just enables you to sit with it for a little while, to process, to give you that time to actually say goodbye, rather than it being a rough situation like mine. I have a lot of regrets of things that I didn't do, and within 1 hour, and not, nobody has experience of child loss or baby loss. You don't know what to do. So I'm hoping by what I've been doing with raising awareness is that hopefully now, and I mean, everybody that I speak to now knows what a cuddle cot is.
Yeah, well, I didn't until you just explained. So I'm another one on board.
Yeah, so I feel like, I do, like I said, I do grieve loudly, and, it might not be everybody's way. Some people want to be private, and, I have been scrutinised by some people by being so open about it. But for me, I'm like, if I can help one mum not feel alone, or I can educate one person on what a cuddle cot is, then I'm doing something good. Because, you might not agree with the cuddle cot system, or you might not agree with people sharing their loss and their dead babies on social media. Like, a lot of people don't. But until you've been there, I mean, if people like myself didn't share these things, your family member or your friend, it could happen to. And you now have the knowledge to say, have you got a cuddle cot? So it's about educating people, and the more people speak about it, the more we can improve the services. Like, I strongly believe things need to change here in Spain. Like, things are a little bit backwards when it comes to the aftercare and support. I'm not saying for everybody, but just from my own experience. And I think that comes from educating people, and making sure that women get the right support after loss. And obviously with the fundraising, I started Sienna's Legacy in March. And so far to date, we're now working towards cuddle cot number 8.
Wow.
Which is just incredible to think that on the Costa del Sol, there was one cuddle cot, which was at the Costa del Sol hospital.
And how much do they cost then, the cuddle cots?
So in total, to get them shipped, I have them shipped from England. It costs €2,500 per cot.
So you've got a lot of money then so far.
Yeah, I think we're nearly at about 19,000. And we've obviously, I've had to stop handing them over at the moment because obviously I'm on bed rest. So once this little one arrives, I have got 3 cots to deliver to hospitals. And I also started making comfort kits, I call them, like a little box to give to mums and dads after loss in the hospital, which just has some comforting items, to help them create memories, like a little journal, like they can, a grief journal, letters to their babies, like a little notebook, and just a few little bits to make somebody not feel alone. And also I've sort of gathered other people and resources. So if a mum did reach out to me, I can provide a photographer to come to the hospital to take their photos for them. I'm a content creator myself, and I offer my services if they wanted their funeral filmed. I'll do that free of charge. We've got various different sort of support networks and online coaches, so to speak, that can offer counselling, because there just seems to be a lack of that. So I have really tried to create a place where I would hope that if anybody came across or knows of somebody that it happens to here in Spain, that they could direct them to me, and I would hopefully be able to make their time a little bit easier.
I'm sure. Have you got any events coming up?
Where are we at?
There's probably so many for you to think about.
I mean, you know what? The community support, like I think here in Spain, it's a small place. Like if you live here, it's a small world. Like everybody knows everybody. And I've just been so blown away by the amount of support and love and fundraising events. We've had, La Sala involved. We did a brunch there. We've had local bars and pubs. I've had people running marathons. We've had music nights. Just so many people that have reached out to help and support the cause and to help raise money. Obviously, at the moment, with me being on bed rest, I have had to sort of take a little bit of a step back from it.
So is there a website or a Facebook page then that people can go to?
Yeah, so if you type in on Facebook, Sienna Elizabeth Rose Legacy, I have a page there which has got all the information. The next main sort of event coming up is there's a lady called Tammy. She lives in Benevis, and for the last couple of years, she's done the Tree of Angels. It was set up in memory of her son, Ryan, who died in a car crash. And every year she does the Tree of Angels, and people can purchase. Last year was a bauble with the name on it, and it goes on the tree, and all the money goes to, I think it's the school in Benevis. But this year, half of the money is going to be going to the school and half of it's going to be going to Sienna's legacy. So we're just working towards, at the moment, getting the system in place for people to be able to upload their names for the ribbons, make a small donation, and the ribbons will go onto the Tree of Angels. So that's coming up. I think it's the week before Christmas. Don't quote me because I don't know the exact date, because it's all sort of in the process at the moment.
Yeah, but if people can go to the Facebook page, Sienna Elizabeth Rose Legacy, and they can find out more information. Listen, Hayley, I think you're incredible. I really do. As I say, I followed your journey. I think you're very brave, very inspirational. And I just know that Sienna is looking down and saying, go for it, Mummy, well done.
Oh, you set me off again.
No, because you're going to set me off as well. I'm just going to say good luck. I will be following to see when the little boy's born, and you take care of yourself.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Hayley. Bye-bye.